Good morning to one and all. Today we are going to discuss with a new topic which is known as pop-up boxes. Like how to pop the alert box, confirm boxes, or how to take your input. For that we are going to make use of these boxes. And it is one of the most important feature which is present in the JavaScript. Okay. Like here there are in JavaScript there are three types of pop-up boxes. One is alert box, confirm box, another one is prompt box. Alert box in this is just it posts a image, some information for you. That's it. If you want to discard, it's left to you. It is not going to take anything input from you. Just it convey the message to you in that particular box. Like confirm box, it will take a input whether you're interested or not. That's it. Okay, it will take your input like whether you are interested in that particular site or whether you are want to vacate without saving that particular site. Further to we are going to make use of confirmation boxes. Like prompt boxes will come here to take your inputs. Prompt boxes will be available to take your inputs. Okay, these are the three different types of boxes which we have for your interaction with your users. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now I'll move for the explanation of these, code of these particular pop-up boxes. Okay, first I'll write with the HTML tags. In that I'm going to make use of your title, body part directly. I'm not going to make use of your header part. In the body part, I'm going to write a script. So what I'll write it? First, I'll write a script tag. Script type is equal to text bar Java script, and you close it. Same way you have to close your script tag. Whenever you're writing your JavaScript, must ensure you have to write in the JavaScript tag. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, first I'll make use of confirmation pop-up box. So what I'll do, if in this I'm going to write confirm method. Confirm, there is a method which is known as confirm. So for that, if there is a parameter for that, whatever text you want to write it, you can write it here in the parameter, in this parenthesis. That will be passed as a parameter for your confirm method. Okay, if you are confirmed, what you are going to do, I want to alert it. I want to post that alert. So what I'll do, there is a method called alert. In that I have to specify you have agreed. You have agreed and close it. Okay. Suppose in the confirm, there are two, okay or cancel. If you click on cancel, what has to be happen? For that I'm going to display here. In the else part, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take our input. So what I'll do, I'll declare one variable like var input is equal to, I'm going to take a input. If you want to take a input, which box you have to display? If I want to take a input, which box I have to display? Students, if I want to take a input, you have to make use of prompt method. Prompt, enter the age or enter some text, I'll write it. Some text. So I'll close this, I'll give a semicolon. Once I have taken an input, just I have to display in the form of alert. So just alert, I'll give you hi, concatenate with the input. That's it. And close your alert method and close, give a semicolon. That's it. Confirm, it gives two inputs. One is okay, another one is cancel. If you click on okay, immediately it will move to your next if statement. Okay, if you click on cancel, it will move to your else part. There it displays your prompt method. It will ask to give an input. Once you give an input and click on okay, then it will be displayed in the alert format. Now have a look on it. I'll be saving this. Web programs, JavaScript, pop-up boxes, .html, all files and save. All files and save. Save the code, go back to the file, programs, JavaScript, pop-up boxes. Okay, I have displayed the pop-up boxes. Now you can check it out. I have got one alert confirmation box. One is okay, another one is cancel. If you click on okay, you're going to get one alert, some message you have agreed, and you can click on okay. That's it. Okay, if you if you click on cancel, okay, it has to move for the else part. Why I haven't saved it? I'll just have a look on it. Prompt PROMPT, sorry, PROMPT prompt. So I'll refresh the code. If I click on cancel, now I'm going to get a prompt box. So here I can give a input. So I'll give you web technology. I have selected web technology. Click on OK. Now you're going to get an alert text which is of hi web technology. This is how we can generate the confirmation boxes, alert boxes, and your input boxes, prompt boxes. Is it clear for everyone how to generate your alert, confirmation boxes, and your how to take an input from the user in the JavaScript? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do anyone have a doubts how to generate it? Okay. Now my problem state, I have one problem statement, okay, that I'll be showing now. Syllabus. Here I have one statement, write a JavaScript to design a simple calculator to perform the following operations like sum, addition, multiplication, subtraction, and quotient. In the sense, division we have to perform. Okay, you have to generate a front end part. At the back end, you have to perform these operations and you have to display on the screen. Okay, this is your first program of your lab. So what I'll do now, I'll explain for you a first program. Now my first, how your output should be visible in the sense, enter the first number, in 1 second I will display it. This is your text box. Here it has to display the label like enter the first number Same the label, enter the second number and one submit button. Once you click on the submit button, you have to perform the backend operation and then you have to display the result. You have to display the result. Now you can have a doubt that, sir, where should I select the arithmetic operations? Okay, so what I have to do, I have to generate one drop down box. In this drop down box, I have to include all the 4 arithmetic operations. Okay, now we will generate the code at the only front end part. So what I'm going to do, HTML/HTML head title. First I'll close my head. In this I'm going to close a title weblog first program and close my title. That's it. Now I want to come to your back to your body part. Where in the body part I am going to display only the front end part. Only the front end part, body. In this body, I have to make use of 2 text boxes, 1 drop down box, 1 button. Okay, now I have going to make use of label, enter the first number. Okay, enter the first number I'll displaying on the screen. Label closing. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to take a input. So for that I'm going to use an input tag where type is equal to text. Where input type is equal to text. For this text box I'm going to refer one ID. ID is equal to X. Okay, or I'm going to make use of num1. I'll close this. Okay. Now, next I have to specify the size of my value. So I'll be specifying 4. Okay. And just close your input. This is for your one taking input. The same way you have to perform the operation for taking your second input. Okay. So what I'll do, enter second number. So here I'll specify num2. That's it. Now I'm going to close the beer. It's done. Now what I have to do, I have to take a, or I have to draw the drop down box. Now I have to select the drop down box. If I want to do the, if I want to generate a drop down box, which tag I have to use? Can anyone say me, if I want to generate a drop down box, which tag I have to make use of? Yes, I'm asking for you people, if I want to generate a drop down box, which tag I have to make use of it? I have to make use of select tag. Select. For this select, I'm going to generate one ID and I'm closing my select. Okay. Now what I'll do, now in this, I'm going to mention the operations. So if I want to generate our options, which tag I have to make use of it? I have to make use of it option tag. Option value is equal to plus, I'll write it addition and I'll close the option. The same way you have to mention for all the 4 arithmetic operators. Okay, now I'll change it minus multiplication and I'll write it division. Here I'll be writing subtraction. Subtraction. Here I'll be writing multiplication. Here I'll be writing division. That's it. As per the norms, I have generated 2 text boxes, 1 drop-down box. Now I have to generate 1 submit button. All these things has to be embedded within the form. Not even single person have been identified that form has not been written. Okay, now select is done. Now I have to generate 1 button. So what I'll do, input type is equal to, I'll specify button. Okay. Now I'll specify here value is equal to submit, and I'll close my input button. It's done. Now I'll save the code, the program's JavaScript. I'll specify it as a first program .html and save the code. Now go back to your JavaScript folder. Click on the first program. Now you check it out whether it is displayed in the correct format. Enter the first number, enter the second number. Now you can check it out, all the operations have been added. Now submit button is done. Now when you enter the values, you have to take the values from the form and you have to perform the operations. If you want to perform the backend operations, which language we have to use? If I want to take an input from the form and to work on the background, to work in the backend, which language I'm going to use? Which language we have to make use of it? So we are going to use to work these values a JavaScript. So if anything, if you're working with the JavaScript, must and should, you have to start with script tag. Script type is equal to text bar JavaScript. Close your zip. That's it. Slash script. And now anything you are going to work with, you have to work within this script tag itself. Now you have to take all these values and you have to perform as a one task. So what I'll do, all this task, I'll put it into the one block. All this. Okay. So what I'll do, I want to perform some task. So what I'll do, all these things I'll to put it into the one bundle. So what I'll do, I'll create a function. If you want to create a function in JavaScript, there is a keyword called function. If you want to define a function, must and should, you have to make use of function keyword space function name space function name. So I'll give my function name it as an operate. Okay. I'll generate operate. That's it. And open the parenthesis and close my parenthesis. That's it. This is how we can do it. So now all the backend things, everything will work within this function itself. So if I want to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, I should get to know that what are the values you have entered in the front end part. So you should know that. So you have to extract it. Then you have to make use of it. Document dot get element by ID. There is a method called document dot get element by ID. Based on this, we are going to extract the value from the front end part. So if I want to extract from the number, suppose example, if I enter the value in this particular box, 11, 11, suppose if I enter 11, so how should I get to know the 11 is entered? You should get to know in the sense, in the form tag, I have explicitly specified one attribute which is known as ID. Okay, explicitly I have specified one attribute which is known as ID. That will be unique. So extracting this ID, we can easily identify the value what you have entered there. So I'll enter this num1, num1 and close this. If you want to extract value from that particular box, so you have to specify the attribute called value. That's it. And give semicolon. Once you have extracted, you have to store into the one variable which is known as, I'll create it as a, here also, A. Okay, I'll create it as A. The same way, if I want to extract the second number, I'll create document dot get element by ID. Have specified the ID of the second text box is num2. So I'll specify num2 and I'll be extracting the value from that. That's it. So now I have extracted the values. I should get to know which operation you people have selected. Okay, successfully you have given 11 and 12. Whether you have to perform addition or multiplication or division, how I will get to know? So what I have to do here in the sense, here we have to extract that particular value also. So what I'll do, C is equal to document dot get element by ID. Okay, if I want to extract the value from that operation box, I have given ID. ID is equal to OP1. So I'll be specifying OP1 and close it, and you have to extract the value that. So I will be extracting the value. So successfully I have extracted all the values which you required it. Now the remaining thing is you have to perform the operation. How I will get to know? Whether you have selected addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. So what you have to do here in the sense, you have to work with this either in the if, else, if ladder, or you can work with the switch case. But for your understanding, so what I'll do, I'll be using switch case. It is very similar how you people have used switch case in the C, C++, Java. The same way here also we are going to use. That's it. So how we are going to make use of it in the sense, switch, and you have to pass the parameter, which operation you have selected. So the operation is stored it in the C. So I'll select it as a C, and now I'll start writing the backend part code. So if I select it as a plus addition operation, what I'll do, case, I'll write plus and colon. That's it. I'll do performing like this, case space single invented quotes plus I will write it. So now I have to perform the operation. So what I'll do, if I want to write some operation, what I'll do, now I'll convert this values like pass float of A plus pass float of B. Okay, give semicolon. Now the operation is done. Where you have to display the screen, where you have to display it in the sense, you can display it in the same page in the sense, what you have to do, you have to create one division. You have to create one division. So what I'll do, I'll create div ID is equal to, I'll create result. Okay, and I'll close my div. That's it. Just you can do like this. So if I want to print my result in the same page, what you have to do, you have to extract the data from which for which location you have to write. So what I'll do, document dot get element by ID. In which location I have to write, in the sense in the result location I have to specify. So I'm specifying my location dot. Now I have to specify the result, or I want to display the result in the same page. If you want to display your result in the same page, you have to make use of inner HTML is equal to, that's it. And then you can write break. Is it clear for everyone how to develop your front end part, how to work with the back end, how to extract the values from the front end part? Is it clear for everyone? See,
Yes,
this
sir.
document.getElement by ID will be extracting the value from your text box. Okay, and this document.getElement by ID.inner HTML will display the result in that particular location, but in the same page. Next, the same thing, it has to be performed for all the operations. Now you have to change that the symbols minus, and here it need to be a minus. If here it has to be performed the multiplication, and here it has to be performed the division. Here you have to perform a multiplication. Here you need to have a division. Is it clear for everyone what I have done here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you have selected any other operations, by default, you have to display some message, no? So I'll write it default. I'll write document dot write, sorry, document dot get element by ID dot, sorry, ID of result dot inner HTML is equal to, you have chosen a wrong option. Give semicolon. That's it. Save your code. Now you can work it. But how you will get to know that, in the sense, once you, if you want to go from this front end part to the back end part, in the sense, once you click on submit, then only you will get to know. I mean, you'll go back to your back end part. So for that, what we have to do, for the button, we have to add one attribute which is known as on click is equal to. So once I click on this, it has to be specified where you have to move. So for that, we have to specify here a function name. Which function you have written here, that function name you have to specify. Operate and give. That's it. So you can clearly specify here that, okay, when I click on this particular button, you go to the operate function in the same page and you work on it, you're saying. That's it. Is it clear for everyone what I have explained in this particular program? Do anyone have a doubts? Amit,
Yes, sir.
do you have any doubts in this particular program?
No, sir.
Manisha? Nachiket?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubts?
No, sir, no doubts.
Everything you have understood? How the program works, how you have to extract the values and everything?
Yes, sir.
Bakshi? Sandhya? Once you have written, you can save the code and go back to the program. I mean, go to the folder and you can run it. This you can run it. Now you can enter your values like 12 and 30. I'll perform the addition operation. You click on submit. Now you got 42 in this particular division. The same way, if I click on subtraction, you can click on submit. Now you got it minus 18. For this, if I click on multiplication, you'll get it 360. For the float, for the division, if I click on it, you'll get 0.4. Is it clear for everyone? The first program of your web lab?
Yes.
Yes
Sir.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The same program, you can work with your if. It is very simple. Move your switch case. I'll explain for you. Control A, Control C, Control N, Control N. So what I'll do here, I'll just make use of here. This part I'll remove it. This part I'll remove. Now how to work with if in the sense, if C is equal to plus, you can write it here, document dot get element by ID of, I'll write it here, result, how I've written result is result colon, double quotes, dot inner HTML is equal to, so I'll write it, pass float of A plus pass float of B and give a semicolon. That's it. The same thing you have to be continued for your else. So suppose example, if you want to work with minus, so write else if is equal to, okay, else if open parenthesis C is equal to single quotes minus close, and you can work with this. The same thing, Control C, Control F. Here you need to change your just symbol minus. That's it. Same way again you have to work with else if P is equal to, if they have selected multiplication like this and you work like this. That's it. Just you have to change your symbol here, star. Else, obviously if it is not plus minus star, obviously it will be a division, so I won't work with anything, just I'll write it as a diff. That's it. You need not to be bothered about anything this. Okay, now save the code. Another one time I'll write it as a if else first program. I'll write it. .html. I'll save. Now save the code. Now go back to this folder. If you go for it, now I'll write it 10 and 20. Just you submit it. Now you got 30. Same way, if you select subtraction, you'll get it -10. Multiplication, you'll get 200. If you work for this division, you'll get 0.5. Everyone have understood how to make use of switch case in the JavaScript? If in the JavaScript, student, is it clear for everyone how to make use of if condition and switch case?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll be moving to the second level of your JavaScript, like how to make use of for loop. Control N. Where is the syllabus? Now I'll move into this. Write a JavaScript that calculates the squares and cubes of a numbers from 0 to 10 and outputs HTML text, displays the resulting values in an HTML table format. In the table format, I have to display the squares and cubes. So you can check that 0 to 10, 11 rows, 3 columns. First column should be displaying the number. Second column should display the square. Third column should display the cubes. This will be your second program. Okay, this is very simple code. So directly I'll write it in the body part here, HTML. So I'll write a body part here. So body. Now, if anything, if you want to write it in the form of JavaScript, must and should it has to be specified in the script tag. So I'll write it script tag. Closing of my script tag. Now closing. Now what I have to do? You have to generate your squares and cubes with in the table format. So what I'll do first, I want to frame the table. So what I'll do, one minute. So I want to display the square and cubes in the table format. So first I want to put the table. So if you want to display the table in the JavaScript, so you have to make use of document.write. This document.write method will be displaying your content on the browser. So if you want to display the table, so you have to make use of this function, document.write. So what I'll do, if you want to frame the table, must and should you have to start with the table tag. So table border is equal to, I'll specify 3 pixels. Okay, border is equal to, I'll specify 3. Now it is done. So directly I can write it 3. Okay, this is table. Under the table, I have to specify the row. So what I'll do, I'll specify TR. In the first row, I have to specify number, square, and cube. So under the TR, I'll be specifying TH number. This is your 1 TH. Another 1 TH I'll be writing for square. Another 1 TH is required for cube. TH. Okay, this is my first table which is required for your displaying the things. So now I'll close my TR. This is the first one. This is done. Now what I have to do? I have to extract the values and I have to perform the square and cube and then I have to display it. So here what I'll do, I'll be using for where I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. I'll do it. So now I'll display in the form of table. So I'll specify document dot write fun and close parenthesis. In this, very carefully you have to check where you have to insert as a cell, where you have to insert it as a row. So first you have to start with TR, okay, TD. Now I have to specify the number. I have to specify the number. So number will be representing in the variable of I. So plus. Now again I have to close my first cell. So TD I will make use of it. Slash TD. Now again I have to open to print your square. So I'll close this and I'll open. Now I have to perform square. So what I'll do, I into I will do. So plus. Again I'll be closing my third column cell, the TD. Okay. Now again I'll open TD to print the cube. Close it plus. So now what I'll do, I into I. That's it. So again I'll put I plus. Now first I have to close my TD, then I have to close my TR. That's it. This operation performs for only one row. So when the row increase, when the when the for loop starts iterating, this will be also be, it increments your tables, rows. Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you're not understanding, you can openly ask me. I'll explain for you once again. Okay. See, it is very simple, yeah. Just how you are going to write table. In the first row, however, we have to mention the heading. So TR. In the TR, we have to mention TH. TH number, closing my TH. TH, you are specifying square, closing of TH. Next, TH cube, close my TH. That's it. See what I have written here, the same thing they have specified here. You can check it out. Table border is equal to 3. Table border is equal, I mean I have not written here. I'll just border is equal to 3 pixels. That's it. This you can write it, and this you can write it like this. Same way TR and everything what I have written here, everything I have written in the double quotes. That's it. It is very simple. Okay. If you want to write it TR, TD, how you are going to write it, the TD, the same way I have written, but in the double quotes, TD. TR, TD, and one number, I, like 1. And I'll specify it as a TD. That's it. TR, TD, 1. TD, closing of my TD. Again, I'm opening my TD. I'll be specifying here 1 into 1 is 1. I mean, like, I'll specifying I into I. And closing of my TD. That's it. Next, TD, I into I into I. Close my TD. 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 Same thing like this. Once it is done, you can close your table. How you are going to close? Same way. Document dot write of closing of my table. That's it. Give semicolon. Save it. I'll write it as a second program dot html. Save it as all files and save this. You can delete this. Save the code. Go back to the folder. Where is the second program? Double click on it. You can go to this. Something that is done. Closed script. Body. This Chrome extension only. Give me 1 minute. I'll cross verify it. Somewhere you might have done mistake. My table is equal to 3, 4, I is equal to 0, I plus plus. Here I must it. I'll save this code and I'll refresh it. Now you can check it out. Square and cube 0, 0, 0, 1. Square of 1 is 1 into 1, 1. 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. Is it clear for everyone? How to display your squares and cubes in the table using your JavaScript? Is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the same code I'll work with your while loop. Control C, new, control. So rather than using this while loop, what I'll do, I'll declare var I is equal to 0. While I less than is equal to 10, here I'll declare I plus plus and all this. That's it. It is very simple, similar to your for loop, but you have to initialize your variable outside condition in the while loop I plus plus. That's it. Save it. While second program. While second program dot html. Save. Go to the folder. While second program. Open it. Check it out. See, in the while second program, this is my folder while second. Now output has got it. Is it clear how to make use of for loop and while loop in the JavaScript?
Yes,
Or
sir.
no? Okay, fine. We'll wind up today here and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.